control is here to protect you from feeling something under it, right? So here's a few points we've already gotten, right? We're all not alone in this is one really big one. Two, no love comes from the outside first, right? I'm not saying you can't feel it from the outside, but it cannot come from the outside if you're not feeling connected on the inside. It's impossible. And three, control, we all have certain control because there's something under the control.
How can I be scared of me then?
Oh, you are so good.
Oh, the pain in my chest. Yeah, it's unbelievable.
How do we even start this? You know, there's so many ways to explain hot seat, and I'm excited to both tell you the rules and then learn the rules as we go. Kathy G is exactly right. How do we do this? Kathy goes, you start talking. Here's how hot seat works. Basically, the reason I've created hot seat is because, as you might know, and you've heard me say a lot, because sometimes I like to complain brag where I tell you something I'm going through, but kind of brag about it. I did 14 to 1,500 one-on-ones in the last 2 years. And I have noticed a massive thread of synchronicities and so many moments in the last 2 years where one call would be the same as the next call. Like I'd have it be like one day I have 4 guys in a row that all want to work on the same shame while they're letting go of a girlfriend. Like it'd be like exactly the same. Or I'd be talking to Christy about something and she'd be in the middle of something. And then I would go onto a call and there'd be a client who literally says the thing that Christy said just a minute ago, right? Or I'd be in the middle of something and the thing that I need to hear would come through in the one-on-one when I'm working with someone. It was kind of a weird experience for me because I'm used to in my past experiencing something that's kind of a miracle and then sharing it with someone and being like, did you see that thing that happened? And we could bond on it. And this was really weird for me because it was all me by myself. Like I would see a miracle happen and I would look at it and then just see, I can't believe what I just saw. And then it became so normal for me to see it that I would sometimes come out of the room and it would be this bizarre thing that I saw. And Christy would say, how was your one-on-one? And I would be like, it was good. And I started having that, like, I can't even get through it because it's such a miracle. I don't even know how to explain it. And I realized miracles are very hard to explain and they're only something that you can experience. And it started calling to me more as time went on because I had done so many one-on-ones that I feel like I really am excited about building the absolutely everything past more, connecting to myself more, and being a father. And that was in random order. And I feel like doing less and less of the specific private one-on-ones, even though they're very exciting and they're very fun to see and they're very fun to live. And they were so amazing for my growth and the people who did the one-on-ones with me's growth. But as I did this, I was like, you know what would be fun to do is a few one-on-ones, maybe a couple one-on-ones a week and slowly phase that out, but do a thing called hot seat because the miracles of the one-on-ones were more than just the specifics of the one-on-one. The miracles of the one-on-one were also the synchronicity of what the person was going through was literally something that I would see the world as going through or I'm going through. And so what I want to offer you is instead of watching today as if it's just watching a one-on-one, I want you to ask yourself, why is this in front of me? And I'm going to help you. Maybe we can find some synchronicities together. And I want you to know with today, who's going to be coming on. I don't know. It could be one person. It could be more than one person. We don't know what's going to happen. It's not like we've pre-screened. I know most shows that do anything like this, any of those things, they always have people pre-screening calls. And maybe I'm making a huge mistake not pre-screening the call, but I don't believe in that kind of setup. I believe in going and allowing the universe to do it. However, if, someone is coming on in order to just look good on the show and not be vulnerable, not transform, not open, it might not work. So there's also aspects of understanding that no one that's coming on is pre-screened, but we're also here to go, okay, is this really you in your service, in your highest, in your truth, in your surrender, in your transformation? Right? Or is this like you trying to sell something? Is this you wanting to do it the right way? I know one thing that's obviously for sure a factor of when people come to do one-on-ones with me, they paid a fee and then waited and then are alone with me. Here, they're not paying a fee, they're not waiting, and you're with a group of people. So I want to offer you, if you're here, to think of this as if it's the same thing as doing a private one-on-one with me, except for other people will see it. What I mean by that is have your heart open. Be willing to do this, right? If you are asking in the Q&A, you're welcome to ask a question. I'm going to feel the tone of the question. I'm going to feel if this question is authentic, and then say if this person feels like they are really open and ready to go, we're going to work with that person and have them come on. And if you're at home watching this, I want you to ask yourself, even if you weren't called on, why is this person in front of me? Because even though we all have what seems like a million different questions and a million different problems, we all have the same problem. And after all those one-on-ones, I realized this is the same problem. That's why I can do it so much, is because I'm really breaking down the issues of what seem like your own unique issue, but I'm going to the core of the same problem that it seems like almost every human being is going through, right? So even if it looks like it has different clothes, you might think it's that you can't figure out what to do about money, or you're trying to figure out what to do with your job that's out of alignment. You're trying to figure out what to do with your family or your mom that's not talking to you. You could be feeling lost as far as your transformations are going. It could be this thing that you think is your unique thing. But my offer to you is it's not. It's unique in that it's unique in your like specific, the clothes that it's wearing, but it's not unique. And that's why this is such a good time to be alive, is I can at least offer you one thing I've noticed is every person pretty much that I worked with was under the illusion that the problem that they had was just theirs. And what I'm seeing is we all, including me, including other speakers I work with, including every person I know that's meditating every day, we all are in the same boat. We all have the exact same problem. It just maybe it looks a little different. So don't trick yourself into thinking you're alone in your problem. That's the small self trying to stay alive, right? If you understand the oneness of what we are all in the same place right now, and we're all releasing our small selves. But sometimes the small self wants to stay alive. So what it does is it grabs onto the idea that this is your unique problem. Like it wants significance. It wants to feel unique. So it'll help make you depressed by making you think you're unique in this problem. I promise you, no matter how unique you think your problem is, the core of your problem is all of our problem. So can you enjoy the fact that even though you don't know the answer to your problem or what the truth is in your problem, you're not alone in it at all. Like we all have it. And the more people fight for aloneness, it's them fighting for the small self. It's them fighting for the separation. It's them fighting for the conditional love that they got from their parents. It's them fighting for the small story that says, I have problems. I have to deal with what happened in my childhood, or I'm trying to find love that I think is love, but is really fear and attachment and don't abandon me, mom, or whatever yours is, right? Like that's really, the ego is fighting for the uniqueness of your problem. And I want you to know one core thing that I see most of us have in common is a deep-rooted fear of feeling alone. So we're grabbing each other, right? Or we're grabbing our judgment of each other, or we're grabbing push other people away. But under that is still alone, right? And so, but alone is an access point. I want to offer you that alone is an access point to a higher you, because there actually is no alone. But the separate self can totally feel the illusion of aloneness in a world that completely conditioned you into thinking that you need a person, you know, from movies, you're nothing without the relationship or the right amount of money or the American dream or having the right job or whatever. We are here to help you access a point of completeness as a baseline, as a default setting. Complete is your birthright. You are complete. You are all that is. You're not alone. right? So I want to offer you to just take that in right now, that in this time, first of all, one of the things we're doing is starting with complete. So one of the things you'll probably see me doing in the Q&A when I bring someone on today is undo their illusion of separation, right? Undo their illusion. Like they might say, I'm scared that person will leave. What do you think I would say to that? I would probably say something like, that's okay, or what would happen to you if they did? And you start to see how there's a fight or flight that's here for things that aren't really death. Like we have a fight or flight for things that aren't death, right? So that's what I'm offering, is to undo this fight or flight, right? And we undo it through love. We can't push it out. We can't force it out. We hear it. One of the biggest things in this time is learning how to hear, learning how to listen to what's here, learning how to be with what hurts, learning how to be lost for a second and be okay with lost, and stop finding the arbitrary idea of found. That's arbitrary. I'm found because I know what I'm doing with my career. I'm found because I know what that person thinks of me. That's not where you're found. That's just you enslaving yourself, right? So everyone take a deep breath in and release it. I had a huge meditation this morning, had a big workout. I feel connected. And we're going to go to the Q&A. And I'm going to go to the most upvotes. That's how we do this. And just so you know, when we bring people on, we're going to have the chat off for almost all of it. Okay. The reason is because I want this to feel like a one-on-one. And if a person's in a place of trying to let go, trying to do something, and they're watching you come by with, go Anna. Yeah. Go Amber. You know, hey, Lindsay love, like whatever you guys do, like the person's like sitting here trying to deal with their childhood trauma, right? This is going to be difficult. So no disrespect to the chat. We love it, but it's also fun to have a couple calls that have the option of a chat and then not the option of a chat. You know, we have Wednesday night. You guys can also be a community and work together while I'm speaking, but here at the same time, you know, we want to really respect who's here and who's being vulnerable. And we want to celebrate that you're here being vulnerable. So that's a big part of it. Be vulnerable. I want to offer you, as we watch this, be open. And if you don't understand something, still be open. And if it hurts, be open. If you don't get it, be open. If you're feeling lost, be open. If you don't know what to do, be open. This is about being open to the now more than the egoic solution, right? Do you get that? Be open to the now more than the solution. Like this is a way some people try to be open. Okay, I'm being open, but what do I do about my money, right? I'm open, but what do I do about my job? That's not open. That's actually closing and saying that thing is my God. I want you to be open to the feeling of what you're feeling right now while you're going through this, right? So this is aspects of Wednesday night, but at the same time, my offer to you is notice why these people today are coming on, this person or these people, right? So I went to the Q&As and I went to most upvotes, and Paula asked a question. Paula has come on before. And so I'm already feeling free because I know how vulnerable she is and open she is. So this could be really good. And as I said, this could be one person, this could be several people. Maybe we'll have a 10-minute answer, maybe we'll have an hour answer. We're going to go with what the universe wants. And that's a thing I want to offer you. Learn to go with what the universe wants more than what you think you want, right? What does the universe want for you more than what you think you want, right? In fact, you start to rewire yourself to that universe is me, right? What do I want? Meaning the universe. Right? Paula says, Kyle, I keep resisting doing things that bring me joy, love, or wellness, such as meditation, breath work, or exercising. Can't feel the love me or anyone has. I can't feel the love. I'm assuming that means I can't feel the love for me or the love that anyone has for me. Can you help me see why I avoid to feel love and happiness? What a great open question. Now, right away, does anyone have a tie to that question? Does anyone feel, why do I avoid me? Why do I have a hard time loving me? Why do I not feel the love that anyone else has for me? Right? So I'm at a place where if I just answer that right now, like I would sometimes on a Wednesday night, I don't think we're going to go as deep as if we bring Paula on and just feel Paula. What if we just kind of feel Paula's energy, right? And just feel where Paula is and what she's feeling. So Paula, would you like to join us today?
Hello.
Hello, Paula.
Hi, Kyle.
It's so good to see you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm really grateful for this opportunity. This is really good.
Well, we're gonna have so much fun this morning, and it probably doesn't sound like it with the question you asked, but on the other side of whatever pain you're feeling is a higher freedom. So I want you to know there's a great quote that my friend Shor Slocum once told me. He said, "It's not always easy, but it's always worth it." Right?
Yeah.
So everyone bring that into everything here. Being on this call, watching this call, doing your inner work. It's not always easy, but it's always worth it, right?
Yeah.
Tell me, so I can just right now, before we even break down your question, I want to offer everyone watching right now, this is kind of fun because I can kind of break down what I'm doing for the audience too, and you too, Paula. I can feel in my body. I want everyone to notice if they feel this too. I can just feel pain right on the surface of your body.
Yeah. Pain, and I'm incredibly nervous. Really, I'm shaking. Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Take a deep breath in. I want to offer you to take off any solution to the pain, meaning when I get the job a certain way. Do you understand what I'm saying? Take off any, I don't know, any, what am I going to do about it? Also take off any fault. Everyone, I want to offer you to do this. Just feel what's in your body with no solution. One thing we do a lot is we've trained ourselves the second we start to feel a certain type of pain that we go, I need to start my blah, blah, blah. I need to create this. I need to have this solution. I need to make up with the person. I need to call that person out. I need to whatever. There's always a doer that doer has habitually kicked in, right? To block the pain from being seen. Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I want to take off any solution for a minute, and I want you to tell me about what you're feeling right now.
Okay. I am feeling a little bit overwhelmed, and I have some pressure in my chest, and I think I'm a little bit dizzy as well.
Okay, pain and pressure in your chest and feeling a little bit dizzy as well. Okay, take a deep breath in.
Yeah.
Now, right now should be even slightly scary because it's being seen and we do not have a doer involved. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, do you notice that usually when you feel this pain, tell me if I'm right, there's a doer that kicks in or a figure outer?
Yeah, completely.
Yes.
I think I've been trying to integrate what you've been saying in the last calls, and also since the last time I was able to interact with you. So I think I've been able to be present for the pain, and sometimes I just can't. And it's like, where's my phone? Or I have to feed the dogs or whatever. Yeah. But sometimes I am able to do that. And I don't know how to describe this. I feel afraid. It's a mix of feelings, a mix of being afraid or unsure, or even like asking myself, what is this? What am I doing? I think I'm going crazy. And then usually I just start crying. I feel a little bit lighter, and then I just try to move on with my day.
What is, tell me about this. When you said I'm going crazy, what does that look like? Just what would going crazy, and what it to you, to the pattern that's saying I'm going crazy, what is sane?
I think it's related with unknown. Like, I don't know what's coming. I don't know what's happening. I don't know nothing. And I think lately it's been stronger because I've also had some health issues that have been with me always, like they are recurring issues. So But this time I decided to stay with one issue in particular, and decided not to medicate, not to, like, just be there for it. And it's now like a couple of months.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's nothing serious. It's not like I'm feverish or I don't know, like really, really bad. No, but I also use homeopathy, so that helps. But these days, it's been so, okay, so I had this discomfort, and all I have in my mind is like, okay, so what could this mean? Where is it? Maybe it's related with, I don't know, I don't feel any passion in my life, or I don't feel loved, or, and I keep going and going and going and going in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And I've noticed the pain changing. Sometimes it comes very intense. Sometimes it's just very mild. And I'm like, okay, I must be doing something right here. So, and my mind doesn't stop.
I hear you.
Really, I go nuts.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're doing great. What authenticity. What a great first person for a hot seat. Like, you're so open and authentic. And I just want you to know, you're helping people in ways you probably aren't anticipating. Like right now, there's a ton of people watching, and they're feeling permission right now, because I want you to know how, do you feel alone in your problem, by the way? Do you feel like this is just your unique thing? For 1 second, could we just turn the chat on? I just want you to see this, Paula. Does anyone know what Paula is talking about? For 1 minute, we're just going to turn the chat on. I just want Paula to feel this. Anyone identify with this? Paula, look at this. Everything you just said. Just look at this. And I want everyone writing in here to notice everyone else saying yes. We're all having the same thing. I'm going crazy. I'm having a hard time feeling love. I'm scared. I don't know who I am. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
I'm bawling. Like, look at that. So first of all, before we even get into the work, let's just sit in the celebration that, like, we're all a collective that's in pain right now, but all of us are. We can also feel compassion for everyone else not feeling loved and feeling scared they're going to go crazy and trying to do it right, and feeling so much pain that they say, I can't, so they grab their cell phone. Anyone ever have that? Has anyone on the call ever had, I'm feeling so much pain that I just can't I have to grab my cell phone, or I have to do something. I just can't. I mean, that's what addictions are, right? Like everything. I've got to grab an alcohol. I gotta grab an alcohol. I'm 97. I gotta go get a restaurant. I gotta go overeat. I gotta whatever. So I just want to, let's all just be with God. We're all feeling it. I am too. I feel it all the time. Right? Yeah. So we're all in it. Just that, even though we haven't even broke apart anything yet. What does that do for you, Paula? If you just feel, oh, like I'm right on schedule, like we all are.
I feel like I'm breaking.
Good.
Like something inside of me is breaking. Yeah.
Let's talk about things that break and what happens on the other side of it. Okay. A chick in a shell breaks.
Oh, yeah.
Right? A shell breaks. And imagine if a chick thought its job is to stay inside the egg. Right? So it's trying to keep the things that are breaking back together. Right? Ice breaks, and then it moves into water, and then it moves through the ocean, and it goes so deep and everything. Ice breaking can be a good thing, right? Ice itself just floats on the top, right? One weird training we have is being broken is bad. So we try to somehow keep the cracks taped up and everything. I want you to just say this out loud, and everyone feel free. We'll pause the chat again, but everyone back on the call that's watching the call at home, I just want to offer everybody to just say, and you too, Paula, out loud, just say, you're allowed to be broken in my body.
You're allowed to feel broken in my body.
Yeah. You can even say you're allowed to be broken in my body.
I'm allowed to be broken in my body.
Yeah. Maybe some shell pieces are falling.
Yeah.
Because the core of what you are can't break, but everything you thought you were sure can. Your false identity can. The only thing that can fall apart, right, is not you, right? I want you to know that, even if that doesn't make all the way sense. Just, does everyone understand that? Whatever is falling apart is not you. Whatever's left is you, right? You can feel the fall apart, but you know, unless you take some horrible action, which we do not want you to do, you're not going to die, right?
Yeah.
Right? So if you let the fall apart happen and let it die a little bit, you're still here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How about this? In your question, you said you don't feel loved or you don't feel the love other people have for you. Was that right?
Yeah.
We make that okay? Because maybe you had a small idea of love based on programming, and it never was really love. It was being seen or not abandoned or not abused or attention, right?
Okay. Yeah. I think in the past few months, I've been able to identify the ways that I was sort of like loved. I also had got to spend some time with my mom. She stayed with me for months, and it was very interesting to see how she relates with things and how she used to relate with me when I was younger. So, like she said things like, it doesn't matter about me how I'm feeling, as long as my kids are okay, or as long as they give I'm able to give them what they need, everything is going to be okay. Or like, should we just go shopping for no reason? Like, I think there's a sale, we should go, I may need something. And if I go with her, she's like, what do you want, what do you need? And it's like, but I don't need any of this. And she's like, no, but look at this is beautiful. And I realized that when she gives me things, she's loving me.
Oh.
And then I also heard this story that her mom, she used to have a very negative, it was a very bad relationship with her mom. So one memory she has that is positive, maybe is like one of the very few positive things that I've heard about the relationship with her mom. It was like, she bought her this beautiful dress when she was little. And I kind of been putting the pieces together, and that's how I feel sometimes. Like when somebody says like, oh, I might get you something, and they don't, I feel like a little girl that wants to, I don't know, start crying and kicking. And yeah, the other day, this I sort of started seeing someone, which is another issue on its own. But he asked me, can you feel the love that I have for you? And I was like, I stopped everything there and I thought, no, I don't. I mean, for me, those are just words.
Yes.
And I noticed that, like, for example, one of the people that I love the most are my two nieces. And I just adore them. But even when they say that they love me, or if they hug me, or I don't feel it. Like in my mind, it's like, of course they are saying that because I just told them that I love them.
Well, so can I jump in here real quick?
Yeah.
I think you're offering something so profound to everyone watching today, which is the concept of love is felt from an outside person at the top, as the top of the hierarchy, is a lie. I just want you to be with that for a second. I want everyone to be with that. That doesn't mean you can't experience love with a person. I'm saying that you thinking that you feel loved from the outside first over yourself is impossible. The thing you're talking about, or most people are talking about, is attachment or distraction. Like, hey, I got the right relationship. They're doing the things in the way that my ego wants them to do it, that meets what I wanted in my childhood. So therefore, I'm calling it love. This is really dangerous, right? The person that I'm with is meeting the needs that my childhood ego thought it needed for survival. So I'm calling that love, right? Mine is the person sees me, right? If they don't see what I'm saying, then it's not even they don't love me, it's that I'm not loved. Right? Now, let's just break down how weird and helpless we are as a society if that's the case. That God put us here without love, and that we aren't enough until mom buys you a thing, until you perceive a random dude that you're starting to see loves you, or that you receive it in a way that you expect to receive it when your nieces say it. That's a lot of rules.
That's an expectation, right?
It's an expectation, but what I'm kind of first getting to is the idea that the factor of you feeling love is not based on what's happening outside.
Outside, yeah.
It's impossible. Even if you've had an amazing relationship for 70 years, for anyone watching, like, I'm not saying you can't experience amazing connections with people. I'm not being anti-relationship or anti-saying I love you or feeling love. I'm saying that the idea that it for sure only comes from the outside and has nothing to do with the inside is factually impossible. You would just be looking for you'd be completely incomplete all the time, right? And the ego is staying for that smallness. It's saying, listen, I don't have a job if we understand the love is on the inside. So I need to keep you from meditating. I need to keep you from connecting to yourself. I need to keep you from letting go. I better keep you on your phone because you need to be continually programmed that love is outside, because that was the programming in your childhood. Right? So if we just kind of break down things, almost like a lawyer, just breaking down the facts of the case here, and we just literally look at this and go, is it true? Like, this is a key thing. Is it true that you're loved if you have more money? When I have more money, I'm loved. Is it even true that you're loved when you know your purpose? Is it true that you're loved when you have a relationship? Is it true you know you're loved when you get out of the addiction, right? These are all conditions, and none of them are love. They could be attention. They could be like, my mom gave me attention. I mean, it's interesting, your mom giving you a gift, you associate as love, but I associate it as your mom giving you a gift.
Yeah.
Right? Because we don't need to put words to it that it's not. Right?
Yeah.
So the old programming in your body is love is external. And here's how cool the universe is. It's now made that love not felt, because you have another thing going where the true you is starting to birth. If you were completely unconscious and a not awakened being, you would feel the love from the guy and the nieces, because there's no questioning showing up in your body that says that's not the highest form of love. But if you really break down from your soul, wait, we're loved because mom bought us a dress?
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that kind of funny? Like, what if mom didn't drive by the dress place? Like, now I'm not loved? What if the dress place was closed? Like, do you feel how arbitrary the love is?
Yeah.
What if the guy did something else? Is there something that guy could do that would make you feel loved? When he says you feel the love, is there a thing he could do different?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think he actually shows how much he cares for me and the things that he does for me. Like, I see his effort.
Yeah. But what I mean is there a thing? No. I know you're seeing that. Is there a thing he could do at all for you to fully feel loved based on only his actions? Do you understand the question?
No. Yeah.
Good.
No.
I'm so glad you got with me on that.
Yeah.
Because we can relieve him, first of all, because one thing, if he's saying to you, I need you to feel that I love you, or do you see that I love you? I'm trying to show you I love you. We can relieve him of the expectations that you feeling loved comes from him. He can still do a great job from his place of love, but we are not going to give him the power that your feeling loved is only based on what he does. Because that implies that if he stops doing it, you're not loved, which is crazy from God's eyes.
Yeah. Okay, I get that.
Does that make sense? I'm not saying he's not trying or doing a great job or it's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
match for you even. I'm just saying there's no hit the nail on the head for him. You know, if you buy me 2 dresses, take me to dinner, give me a back massage, and let me sleep in a separate room, then I know I'm loved. Like, that's not, right? That's just an assignment,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's just you controlling, right? And you're actually controlling because you're chasing not only what you think is you're chasing love, but you're chasing escaping from the default setting that sits in your body, right? So it's not that we're aiming towards love, it's that we have a default setting in your body that says trauma or pain or abandonment. Like your default setting in your body is we're looking for him to be an escape from something. And if I took him away for a second, what do we have left in your body?
That's very, the control is a huge issue.
Okay,
with
control.
Me. It's huge, especially, well, it's also showing up in my body. Like I've had this issue for months, also another health issue for months, this tendonitis in my wrists. And it just went up to my elbows and then my shoulders. And last week I had this session of craniotherapy. I don't remember, sacral craniotherapy, something like that. I don't remember the name right now. And my friend said, because it's a friend who's doing it for me, and she said, like, you have this pain in your wrists because you're trying to control everything you have. It doesn't matter how much you let go, you're not letting go enough. So you keep controlling. And the elbows, she said, is like I'm sort of also manipulating, like whatever I'm trying to control. So
control, first of all, control is an action that you created to protect you from feeling something under control, right? Do you understand that? Like control is an action. I understand control. We can feel like that person has a lot of control issues or whatever, but they have it because under control is what? If I took your control away, right? And your ability to control anything, what do we have? And this is such a great first call because everyone watching, I want you to know control is here to protect you from feeling something under it, right? So here's a few points we've already gotten, right? We're all not alone in this is one really big one. 2, no love comes from the outside first, right? I'm not saying you can't feel it from the outside, but it cannot come from the outside if you're not feeling connected on the inside. It's impossible. And 3, control, we all have certain control because there's something under the control, right? If I took your ability to control everything away, what would be exposed? What kind of feeling?
There is a lot of unsafety. Yeah, like I can feel the feeling of unsafe and like vulnerability too. So
danger.
Yeah.
Unsafety is also danger, right? So just inside your body is danger. Now I want to point out it's not outside your body.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Right? So we have danger in the body. Is there a dude with a gun in the body? Is there, right? What is there? Is the house on fire inside your body? I just want to point out, and this is where you start to feel safe. Oh, I feel unsafe, but wait, you can say this out loud if you want. I feel unsafe, but I know it's inside my body.
That hits really hard. That really hits me hard. Like, how can I don't know if it's my mind or my ego, I don't know, but I just, it's like, how can I be scared of me then?
Oh, you are so good.
Oh, The pain in my chest.
Yeah, take a deep breath in. Feel that for a second.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Take a deep breath in. Just feel that. Wow, I've been running from a thing inside that's not even. What if we now, since we're identifying it's something inside, are we in danger of it?
No.
No. Okay. So what if we don't run from it? Now that we just identified, wait, it's impossible. There's not going to be some dude that jumps out of your stomach with a knife, right? Like there's not an actual physical danger happening. There's a running from the inside.
I can feel the energy even in my ears.
Could you what's the danger saying? Like, what is it? Is the danger like, we're going to die? We're about to get hit. We're about to be left alone forever. What's the danger saying?
I feel like trapped. Like I'm getting choked.
Okay.
You know, like this pressure in my throat and the chest. It's really strong.
Yes. Take a deep breath in. I want you to let it there. Let danger even happen in your body. I want you to just let go of control and let the inner danger do whatever it needs to do. Like, let's swim, because you understand you're safe, right? The real you is sitting in a chair. So your life's not in danger here, right? But we've moved every day like our life's in danger because we didn't notice it's inside, not outside. So maybe we could even write that down as a note. Almost all of our danger is inside, not outside.
A situation just came to my mind. Like I walk dogs now. And I'm so afraid to run into stray dogs. So afraid.
Into what?
To run into stray dogs because I don't know what the reaction is going to be.
Stray dog.
And I just, if I see a stray dog like a block ahead, then I turn back and it doesn't matter if the dog is quite friendly. I just, danger, like danger. And that happens to me every day. So.
Were you bit by a dog as a kid?
I try to remember a situation like that, but I wasn't really bit by a dog. I had this recollection of being with my grandmother. We went to buy bread to the store and I was eating a piece of bread and this dog came, a stray dog came from the back. I was probably holding the bread like, I don't know, not very close to me or my mouth, but like maybe hanging on one side. And the dog came and grabbed it and left. And I remember crying. And my grandmother like, oh, wait, like, don't worry, are you okay? The dog, of course, left. And I remember that. I have that memory.
So stray dogs take away your food.
Yeah.
I mean it sincerely. Like, what if you have an association? A stray dog can randomly take the thing I need for survival away from me.
Oof. 2 years ago, I had this encounter.
They even take away the thing your grandma gave you. They took away the thing your grandma gave you. Just like you said, your mom offered you a dress and then took it back or something like that. Like you said, when someone offers me a gift and they take it away, that's the first thing you said, something like that, right?
Yeah. Like when somebody doesn't give me something they say they're going to give me.
Right. Like a stray dog took away.
Oh my God. I always thought like, my daddy or my mom always worried about money and like, you can't have it because we don't have the money. But
You had a thing in your hand, and it was with no notice or warning or anything, and it was the thing you're eating, food. It was taken from you with just instant. It probably scared you too. It was scary, gone.
Wow. I have a lot of pain in my chest.
Let's take a deep breath in.
Okay, so I'm very protective of my dogs. And 2 years ago, we had this encounter with a stray dog that at all costs, this dog was trying to mount or attack or anything to my dogs. And I felt so powerless. I felt like I couldn't defend them. I couldn't do anything. The dog wouldn't leave us alone. And I even fell on the street, and there was nobody in the street. I've never felt so powerless.
How much do you love your dogs?
Oh, I so much. Like,
So
I
you almost
really,
have
really
them
love.
as, they're almost survival for you, right? Like they're what you look to for love. They feel amazing. They're just like bread, right?
They are survival. Yes. Lately, I've been asking myself how I let my life to just move around them. Like, I don't travel. I don't do a lot of things just because I need to care for them, or I don't have anyone to look after them. And then it's not just that, it's just everything.
Well, hold on. You're having a huge release here. I think we're getting, your dog's with you right now, even.
Yeah. Oh yeah, one of them is
Did you
here.
just pick him up or did he just jump on your lap?
No, she just came here.
You just jumped on your, dude, I see that all the time. That's something I see when a person is releasing. I see their animal, just there's either a dog on the lap or I see a cat's asshole right in the camera instantly, right? The animals know to jump right on their owner's lap because you are releasing. Look at your dog. So here with you.
Yeah. Wow. Oof, that was really, I don't know. Yeah, I never realized I saw them like survival.
So your dog is survival.
Yeah.
And you read with survival. And your wiring in your body says, based on experiences, that stray dogs take your survival away.
Okay. Oh, that's really, yeah. I've never thought of that. Yeah. It feels so overwhelming though. Like, I still have a lot of pressure, but at the same time, it's like, it's true. Could this be the reason why I ended up with 4 stray dogs in my home, adopting them?
Well, we do end up chasing the thing we're so scared of, right? So your ego's way of fixing it. So if a person had a dad that abandoned them, they're gonna, for instance, if a girl had a dad that abandoned her or whatever, and then they start dating men, right? They go, I got to fix this. The ego likes to fix it by bringing it directly into the life, right? So the ego would go, I want to start dating every man that would abandon me so I can fix my abandonment problem. right? So if you have a stray dog issue, you go, okay, my ego's way of taking it on, which turns out to be great because that dog seems wonderful, right? But ego's way of taking it on is going, I'm going to face this directly. So I'm going to bring every stray dog I can find in
Oh my God.
versus healing my bread issue, right? Like I'm going to, and this is why we manifest so much of the same stuff, is because whatever you don't want, you look for so that you can like overcome it, right?
Yeah.
So if you're someone who feels like nobody sees you, you're going to find people that don't see you. It'd be death to you to find someone who sees you, right? If you, and if you don't know this work, I've done the work now and I'm looking for that difference because I'm seeing me, right? But if you are someone who, whatever your biggest fear is of, you'll put yourself right into it, right? But that's not necessarily the highest solution. It seems like a great one for you. But how ironic that you got 4 stray dogs and then new stray dogs came and started attacking your stray dog.
Yeah.
So that was life going, just so you know, the core issue still isn't dealt with, right? What we're doing now is dealing with the core issue. And it sounds like most things have been brought into your life as survival, probably so we don't have to look at this stray dog issue and a few other things like it. Right. So you probably go, okay, I'm going to bring in things that I'm just going to have in my life so I don't have to feel. Some people do it with books. Some people do it with food. Some people do it with alcohol. Some people do it with relationships. I need something here so I don't have to feel the danger that's inside. The danger that was inside was that dog grabbing the bread. That was inside. But the second we weren't running from the danger because we realized it's not outside, it's inside. Right? The second we let go of that, and we go, okay, inside you're allowed to be here. Then it goes, oh, boom, here's a memory. The second you aren't running from the danger, right? And you said, okay, I'm listening to you, danger. It showed you maybe 10 seconds later, the bread dog memory.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because you listen to it versus running to the phone.
Yeah. And I think that's a huge one. I don't think I have been able to make that association on my own.
Maybe you would after time, but I'm here to help. You know, maybe you would.
Grateful for that.
I'm so happy to be with you. Like maybe you would after time. I think that no matter what, all of those traumas will come out, but we can speed up the process if we choose to have someone that maybe can see certain things that we can't. I need people to see certain things that I can't. You know, that could be a good relationship, by the way. 2 people that are working on their own awareness that can shine things on the other person that they can't see. That's not a better than or anything. That's just, there's things that we can't see because we're still holding our own suitcases inside of our body along with the pain. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like hard for me sometimes to see all the things in mine because I also have my own protection too. But I can see it easier in you because I'm not carrying, I didn't have the dog take the bread from me.
Yeah.
So know that just because you didn't see it doesn't mean you're not completely advanced and you're very aware. And by the way, the real crux of your pain has been how aware you are while this, like you're going up here, but the old you is still grabbing on. It's going, I got to let go of the dog thing, but you didn't know that. If you were down here with it, this would be fine. But you're going up. So this is obvious and much more painful now.
I can actually see how aware I am and how much awareness I can bring whenever I'm trying to be for pain or usually a lot of pain and the energies in my body. At the same time, I don't know if it's my awareness talking or my ego, because whenever I'm meditating, I start meditating and then my mind goes like, okay, I'm feeling this. And I actually think a lot about you because you've helped me so many times bringing up things. So it's like, I actually can hear you saying like, okay, take a deep breath, now release. And then I do that and it's like, okay, so what are you feeling now? Stay with it, stay with it. And then my mind just goes crazy and keeps talking, and I'm just out of it, and I'm not there anymore. So I don't know if that's something preventing me.
Well, hold on. First of all, I want to change your focus a little bit.
Okay.
I just want you to be in, before I can answer that, but before I do, I want you to be in a slight bit of just celebration for what we just discovered,
Okay.
right? Like one way to heal even faster is to see what's here versus why do I, that kind of where is that coming from thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, your mind has a deep habit of running from stray dogs, right? And so it's doing that with everything, right? But we just got some of it out. Like if I looked at you
Yeah.
as like a person carrying secret suitcases, like invisible suitcases. Let's say there were 100 in you in your childhood, and up until this call, you've gotten rid of 30 of them. Well, what if on this call, you just got rid of 20 more, right? And you got a whole lifetime here, right? But the suitcases you just cried out, you can't get back in because you now see they're a lie. Like all we did was see, right? All we did was look deeper, right?
Yeah.
That's all this was. Do you notice there was nothing to do to heal that? It was seeing, right? And maybe the reason you don't meditate or you stop meditation sometimes is you don't know how big what you're going to see is. Like, you doing this call with me, if you didn't know from the beginning this was coming. I didn't either. I just knew it would be awesome.
Me too.
Yeah. But we didn't know the specifics, but we stayed in the room with it because we could feel there was a thing. And if, by the way, there also is a chance meditation specifically doesn't call to you, and maybe it's dancing or going for a walk or just no phone for a month or something, like we don't know. You only know that, but like removing the things that the mind is looking for to avoid the dog taking the bread, and then moving towards seeing deeper, this stuff's going to just disappear. And imagine how much quicker it'll do it because you have less suitcases now. So you're more on the oneness side looking at the smaller you, right? So one of the things I want to do, since you had a big bunch of crying out just now, right?
Yeah.
I want everyone to do this too. I want you to take a deep breath in, and I want you to just feel light going into the areas that you just cried out. Just feel love. And if there's still more pain, that's fine, but there's less pain than before. There's less suitcases in there, right?
Yeah.
We don't have to get it all in one call, right? You have a whole life.
Yeah.
So take a deep breath in and just bring love to the girl that felt unseen when the dog took the bread. Just see a little girl sad because her food disappeared. Instantly, with no warning.
Yeah.
In a kind of not protected way. A dog just grabbing it under your hand when you're not looking is scary. And here's our synchronicity. I was mauled by a Doberman Pinscher as a kid, so I totally have a thing with stray dogs.
Yeah.
So this is a good one for me today too. I'm sure today I'll see 50 stray dogs. I'll go for a big walk today and see them everywhere. And I'll just be, okay, this is the kid that was mauled by the Doberman, But I have had many times a dog snapped at me or did bite me in my childhood. And so I feel you. I know what that feels like. And you had your food taken, so that was just sudden. And the little girl didn't know how to process that. Little girl's body, when the food's taken, you're not able to be like, oh, okay, I'm just rewiring myself here that dogs take my food, and that's not true. Well, okay, I'm free. You're just going to be like, never lose food again. Stray dogs take it.
Yeah.
Right? So you created a false character that goes, never lose food again for survival. Things take it away, especially stray dogs. That's the story of Paula up until today. Things you love can get taken away by a stray dog. But today, the story of Paula includes the transcending of that. So it's day one of new things here.
Definitely. Yeah.
Do you feel a little bit more love in your body right now? Even not less, not the high love, like falling in love, but like that you're held a little bit here?
Yeah, I actually feel a little bit more understood.
Right.
Like, yeah, like, okay, I know where are you coming from, something like that. I still have pain, but yeah, I can feel that too.
Well, let's take the principles of this call with the I still have pain. What were the things we broke down? Mary, do you know what those 5 sentences were now? Like almost all our danger is outside, inside, not outside. The first thing was, I don't know if you had written them down, but you know, the pain, first of all, that you're feeling is
Mhm.
inside, not outside, right?
Yeah.
Second, no love comes from the outside, at least at a level where if we're cut off from ourselves,
Mhm.
right? I don't remember the other 3 or 4 sentences, but there were a bunch of them. Oh, here that is. No love comes from the outside. All of our danger is inside, not outside. No love comes here from the outside. Oh, control's here to protect.
Control.
Yeah. Control is trying to protect you from a feeling of something being taken away from you, right? For you, it's a feeling of something being taken away from you. Control is
Mhm.
here for your survival, right? So what I'm trying to get to is the pain that you're feeling is not for you to control or fix.
Okay, yeah.
It's to be felt and heard,
Mhm.
right?
Okay. Yeah.
The pain,
I get that.
can everyone try that? The pain that you're feeling is not to be controlled. It's to be heard. So if you have pain, instead of being like, what do I do? And coming up with some quick action, I want instead you to just be with pain. I do it all the time and it comes out fast. It comes out fast, but it doesn't come out instantly sometimes,
Mhm.
you know? So it comes out in an hour. So it seems like a year, but it actually comes out much faster than if I'm continually controlling and going to an addiction all the time.
And that actually makes me more aware of the patterns that I have. Like, I would definitely start right now, like, okay, so now I have this pain. It's your turn, you know, like trying to fix or, okay, come out, you know, do something so it would come out. So
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's part of me being controlling or trying to sort of like guiding the way I am releasing things.
How about this? Controlling the pain will never be the way to release it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So when you
Mhm.
feel pain, don't start doing something.
Okay.
Don't figure anything out. Just listen.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
What are you feeling right now? That feels like that hit something.
Yeah. Because I do it all the time. So that's actually light on the way that I do things. Yeah.
So when you feel pain, don't control it. Hear it. Maybe we could write that one down too. Oh, I guess you kind of wrote it. Your feeling is here to be controlled, not heard, or not to be controlled. It's here to be heard. Paula,
Yeah.
you did so great.
Thank you very much. Really. I mean, I experienced a lot of transformation in the last year that I started following you and listening to your content. Like actually this May was 1 year already. And yeah, I can say I knew a lot by then, but really connecting with me and seeing me and doing like being able to do what I'm doing right now with you, like being able to see me the way that I'm seeing myself now is just your work. It's just you. I mean, I don't know how to say it, but it's I cannot really put in words how much it helped me. So I'm I'm very grateful for you.
It takes one to know one, Paula. I receive what you're saying. Thank you. All I'm doing is listening, right? And so you have that in you. and you're doing great, great, great work too. And you're raising your frequency. You cried out some suitcases. You've just raised the collective conscious level higher by doing that. You're not carrying a past that now doesn't exist anymore, right? There might be some more in there, but it's lighter and you're going to see more, and you're going to have, it's a little, everything you, by the way, before this call, everything you have as a belief about you before this call, I'm going to offer you to kind of let it go a little bit, meaning like, before the call, I wasn't able to be with the pain and had to go on my phone. But what if some of the pain in your body left so it won't be as painful, or you now have a higher awareness and can? So don't get too caught in calling Paula the limitations of the things that you were before this call, because a big chunk just came out of you. So everything you say that's a limitation from before the call, you have to also add, that was before that call, because that was before I dumped more suitcases and more pain. That was more forgiveness and atonement has come in since then. Right?
Yeah, I get that.
Take a deep breath in. Everyone take a couple deep breaths in. Let's just feel some light going into anything you're feeling. If you're feeling pain, just let the now kind of hold it. If you're feeling off, let the now hold it. If you cried something out, let the now go into the pocket where you cried.